So this weekend was checking out some highlights of Rio Grande Valley Toros. Of course, our old Chattanooga Red Wolf players Ricky Ruiz and Jonathan Ricketts were playing with the team, and Jono subbed in at the 88th minute and won one game. Jonathan Ricketts, as Sacramento Republic is playing out of the back, makes a fantastic read, jumps a passing lane, dribbles down the wing, and as we've gotten used to, Jeff, sends a cross that deflects off a Sacramento Republic player, and his teammate finishes it in an open net. Rio Grande Valley goes on to win 2-1. I bring this up, first of all, congrats, Jono. Well played. Good job. Ricky Ruiz getting lots of playing time, doing a great job with him as well. We're happy for him. But I also want to bring it up because the commentator for the Rio Grande Valley Sacramento game, who sounded like he was describing a old antique desk for the Antiques Roadshow. First of all, it's hard not to fall asleep. But he didn't even give Jonathan Ricketts credit. He named some other player for making the cross. So yet again, our buddy Jono getting robbed for his assist, game winner. Hashtag justice for Jono.
Wow, that continues. And of course, in my head, I have to wonder what era is this desk? Is it Regency period, or I'm not sure.
All I know is days of yore.
Soccer chat with two T's, because we're going to chat about soccer, but we're also in Chattanooga, so it's like a play on words. And you know, Chattanooga is a soccer city.
Welcome to Soccer Chat, Season 4, Episode 6. I am Alex. He's Wolfman Jeff. Adam, right now, I believe, is somewhere on the road looking for some macaroni salad or something. I don't know why. But he may be popping in to join us sometime in the future here. But Wolfman Jeff, we're going to talk Tucson. We're going to talk to Rafa Mentzingen. We're going to get ready for Greenville. And there's a lot of excitement. So, disappointing result last Saturday against Tucson, despite the fact that there was a phenomenal crowd at CHI Memorial. Yeah. I think a pretty good effort in general by the Red Wolves. If we start in the first half, you definitely would say we dominated the play. What are your thoughts on the Red Wolves' first half?
Well, first of all, I want to say when we started the recording, I had put, I didn't realize you already hit record, and I was eating the last bit of my brat. And so I guess I wanted to make this feel like I was at the tailgate. And to be on brand, I wanted to get all that goodness there. I think the first half, definitely we were in the driver's seat. And I think for most of the game we were. If we had recorded this off the post Saturday night or Sunday, I think I would have been a little saltier just because I think that loss had hurt a little more. And part of me kept going to all these reasons why it shouldn't have happened and all that. But I do have to pull back and realize our team played a really good match, but there were some key moments where they didn't. But that first half, yeah, we definitely were. I mean, there was no way I could imagine us not walking away with 3 points after watching that first half. I mean, we had oh, sorry, I gotta go to the right window here. We got the first goal in. Jimmy Villalobos, assist from Mo. That was at the 26th minute. They already had Falling in a yellow card, and to be honest, there was a couple more times where I thought that Burke Falling was going to get another yellow. So going into the second, we had one goal in hand, and they had a player that looked like he was just tempting to foul out.
Yeah, there was a second foul in the first half that I don't know if it was later in the game, maybe that would be a second yellow. It's difficult. I know referees try to manage the game, but it also sometimes feels like there's a little bit of inconsistency. If the foul is a foul that's a yellow and he's on a yellow, then you need to send him off. If it's not a foul that's a yellow, then it just is what it is. But I think going back to the goal, Mo Espinoza and the cross to Jimmy Villalobos, standing in the supporter end up at the top rail, you had kind of the all 22, like if you're watching anything on NFL Films video breakdown and stuff. And I could see Jimmy Villalobos start to make that run towards the back post. And so to see Mo deliver the cross, Villalobos make a really good move to get around and finish it on a volley. It was a beautiful goal from the angle that I was at. And yeah, went into the halftime really excited about that 1-0 win. Tucson didn't really look like they were putting much of a challenge in, but then the second half started. As I had kind of warned, they were a team with a lot of individual skill. If you switched off for a moment, they could punish you. They scored off of fluky set pieces all season and off of a corner. I don't think it was very fluky. It was honestly not very good marking on the corner for the Red Wolves. And their center back, I think it was Mastrantonio, put it away and tied the game at 1. What were your thoughts there as we all of a sudden gave up the lead?
Yeah, that's when I started to get a little frustrated because I felt that was a preventable goal.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to take away from Tucson because they earned that goal and it was a good performance, but they took advantage of us not being there, and we should have marked better. And so that was a disappointment. Especially with this year. Okay, like in the last couple of years, we've been slow to start and we kick it in overdrive in the second half. Now we're starting off guns blazing, and I just want to make sure we've got enough in the tank to complete and to finish. So we had mentioned, I think, on a couple of podcasts that our key area we're concerned about is our defense, which is still one of the best defenses in our league, but it's got some holes to it. And I think last year we would have defended these set pieces a lot easier.
Yeah, I think it is. You're feeling missing Daniel Navarro, even Jason Ramos. But it was frustrating to see the goal. There was a play where you felt like maybe a foul could have been called that would have kept Tucson from winning the corner that they eventually scored on. But after that goal, it was quite a response from the Red Bulls. I feel like they were almost immediately in the attack, and not long after it, yet again, Mo Espinoza down the wing makes a fantastic kind of bending the ball back towards the top of the box where Rafa Mentzingen puts in the finish. His first of the year. We're going to get to talk to Rafa later in the show. Mo Espinoza on a tear. 2 assists in this game, had an assist, I believe, the previous game. Team of the week honors, I think, twice in a row. It's been pretty impressive, as we've had Ray Ortiz out with kind of a small injury that hopefully he'll be back soon. Mo has really filled that gap admirably.
One of the other stats I'm really excited with Mo is the chances created. Him as well as Captain Garcia, they are the two who were creating the most. And I was concerned with Ricky leaving, who was going to be our creativity guy up there, because Ricky was able to create something when no one else could. And it looks like Mo is slotting into that rather well. He is leading the team in assists, which is, and again, both of his assists were in this game. But his chances created, that's been coming on more and more. So he's been more and more solid, I think. And we talked about Ricketts at the beginning. I think that Lombardi may have inherited be the spiritual successor to Ricketts at some times. So yeah, and again, seeing Rafa. You talk about being on a tear. Rafa has been full on, and he's been unlucky, I think, several times in other matches. He's gotten so close, but he's constantly pushing and trying to get that in. And to see him get this goal in that it felt like that was a relief for him, and it was in front of fans. It was in front of his friends, and we adore him. And it was that to me was probably the highlight. Of course, I love a Villalobos goal, but that was the goal of the day, as it was maybe even the goal of the week.
Well, he did win goal of the week. That's been announced by League One. And even right off the kickoff, they were coming down. He got into space. They had a little combination, and he came in and he put that one over the bar. So he had, I think he had a shot that was over the bar in the first half as well. He had multiple opportunities that could have had a brace or even a hat trick in this game. And you're right. He's playing with a lot more freedom. He's taking players on. He's getting in the box and causing people to scramble. Has set up Mo Espinoza in the game against Richmond for his goal. So it's been pretty impressive. And so we'll kind of have to deal with the fact that after we scored that goal, again, we were still continuing the attack. It felt like we were pressing for that third. And then at a certain point, the Tucson, I think it was Louis. I know I can't think of his name again.
Perez.
Perez. Louis Perez.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have trouble with Perez, but
it's a pretty common name.
takes a shot from the top corner of the box. I think Carlos Aviles, maybe a little screened, not able to quite see it as it bends into that far post. And we're back at a 2-2 game. And what are your thoughts when we get to 2-2, Jeff?
Well, I was a little frustrated. And I think when we got to 2-2, you could start seeing the air out of our tires. We started to see some other substitutions, and I love Coach Jimmy, but I'm not sold on some of the substitutions. I realized some of them he had to bring out, but he, generally speaking, we were taking out our people who were creating and putting in a little more of a defensive-minded team in there, or those who were kind of working their way back from injury. And having said that, it seems like he was trying to play for a draw, which it just doesn't seem to be Coach's nature to do that. And I know he doesn't, even though he's got players who were there available to be substituted, it doesn't necessarily mean that they really are ready to get back into it. But honestly, as I look at his subs, Teixeira really was the only, he was the main substitute he could bring in, and he brought him in at the half. And so I don't know. It's easy to second guess of maybe if he held out for a little while longer, brought Teixeira in a little bit later, and did I don't know. That's and I'm happy with how Pedro played coming in for Mo, but Walefi is coming off of an injury, coming in for Villalobos, hasn't played that much, and you see a swap for Rafa for Paez, and who's a defensive player, and so I don't know, just taking out Rafa and Mo, so back to back, and Jimmy, so the scoring options looked lighter. And we did have Teixeira in there, but I don't know. That was frustrating, and it did seem like our defense seemed to be slipping up. I don't think it was Aviles' best match. I think he had some good saves, and he had some good time he performs, but he seems, and I hope this changes, he seems more cautious, and I just felt like we were spoiled with our last two keepers. They were on the ball, and especially last year, where things left with
Jimmy Trilk.
Yeah, Trilk. He was like Superman, and so I'm hoping he grows into it a little bit more, and we'll talk about that, I guess, on the Greenville match. But those are some things I noticed. We were losing steam, and the defense was opening up, and our creative options seem to have left the pitch.
Yeah, and I think there was a drop-off as you saw some of the other subs. I know that there's players like Andres Hernandez, Jorge Pais, to me is more of an attacking midfielder, but he's someone who wasn't in camp for preseason, and so I think there's a bit of a struggle of I need to kind of get these guys in and get them up to game speed so that they're ready to go as the season goes on. But I think there was, as you said, a definite drop as those players came on, and the players who were really having an effect in the attack were taken off to rest. So it is a hard balance, and we're early in the season. We've got to make sure that we're in a good place, and I think in general, we're in a good place from where we are in the table as far as looking at being in a playoff spot, challenging for those top 2 spots where we can host a semifinal. So it was difficult, and let's talk a little bit about the end of the game. We have a couple controversial plays.
Yeah, because I wanted to talk about one in particular. Go ahead.
So we have a corner kick. The ball goes over to the far side. Jorge Luna gets it to the line and pushes it back in. And we have Capizzucci and I think one other player, and I can't remember who it was, who are both there with headers, put the ball in, and we think that we're up 3-2.
Yeah.
But no, turns out apparently there was a foul in the box on a Red Wolf player, and the goal gets wiped off the map yet again. As I bring up justice for Jono, we remember game against Madison with him jumping for a header straight up, winning the ball, and they call the player who undercut him, called Jono for the foul on that player. So, Jeff, what did you see with our goal that was taken off the board?
That was, let's see, where we were sitting, and they weren't really playing the replay because we really couldn't see it cleanly. So it looked from where we were at, it went in, but we couldn't see the details. Well, one thing we didn't see was the foul. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but from where we were in the stands, it wasn't shown, and I don't remember it being played again on the screen. And as far as I know, I don't think it was covered What did you see it on TV? I've been looking for clips of it.
So I came home through the week and kind of in bits and pieces have rewatched the game to try to deconstruct what happened. And what you see is Sebastian Capizzucci makes contact with a Tucson defender in front of the goal inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
The reason he makes said contact is because a Tucson defender is behind him, pushing him into Tucson defender number 2, who is the player that Capizzucci fouled. So, it's not the sort of thing that you play the game in protest and get upset about, but to me, it was a very, very specious call. The number of times that I have to watch referees wave their finger at a Red Wolf who has their leg taken out from under them in the box